Ladies and gentlemen, life has a strange way of teaching us lessons. It doesn't always whisper. It sometimes shouts, it sometimes breaks us, and it sometimes leaves scars that never fade. But let me tell you something. Every pain, every struggle, every heartbreak carries a purpose. We all have moments when life knocks us down so hard that we question everything. Our dreams, our strength, even our very existence. We ask, why me? We wonder if things will ever get better. But have you ever stopped to think that maybe the pain you are going through is shaping you into the person you are meant to be? I have seen people who lost everything rise again. I have met souls who were broken beyond repair but still found a way to shine. Do you know why? Because pain is not meant to destroy us. It is meant to transform us. It makes us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. So, if you are going through something difficult right now, remember, this pain is not the end of your story. It is just a chapter. And every chapter has a purpose. Maybe it is teaching you patience. Maybe it is giving you resilience. Or maybe it is preparing you for something greater than you ever imagined. You are not defined by what happened to you, but by how you choose to rise from it. Stand tall. Keep going. Because one day, you will look back and realize that this pain was the reason you became unstoppable. Life has a way of teaching us lessons in the most unexpected ways. It does not always come with gentle reminders. Sometimes, it shakes us to our very core. It breaks us, bends us, and leaves scars that serve as constant reminders of what we have been through. Pain is an inevitable part of life, something no one can escape. At some point, everyone experiences pain, physical, emotional, or mental. It comes in different forms, sometimes disguised as heartbreak, failure, rejection, or loss. But no matter how excruciating it feels, pain is not meant to destroy us. It is meant to transform us. It molds us, shapes us, and turns us into stronger, wiser, and more compassionate versions of ourselves. In the moments when pain is at its peak, it is difficult to see its purpose. The suffering feels endless, the wounds feel too deep to heal, and hope seems like a distant dream. It is in these moments that we often ask, why me? Why do I have to go through this? What did I do to deserve this? The weight of our struggles can make us believe that life is unfair, that we are being punished for no reason. But if we take a step back and look beyond the pain, we will realize that every hardship carries a lesson, a purpose, and a reason. It may not be visible immediately, but in time we understand why we had to endure certain struggles. Think of a caterpillar. It spends its early days crawling, unaware of the transformation that awaits it. Then comes a phase of complete darkness, an intense period of change inside the cocoon. If the caterpillar could think like us, it would probably feel trapped, confused, and afraid. But that stage of suffering is necessary. It is not the end. It is the beginning of something extraordinary. Because when the time is right, that same caterpillar breaks free, spreads its wings, and becomes a butterfly. What seemed like an ending was actually a transformation. Pain works in the same way in our lives. It locks us in dark places, tests our limits, and forces us to change. But in the end, it turns us into something we never imagined we could be. When we go through pain, we have two choices. We can let it break us, or we can let it shape us. Many people allow pain to define them. They hold on to their suffering, reliving the hurt over and over again until it consumes them. They let their past control their future, allowing their wounds to dictate their self-worth. But then there are those who take their pain and use it as fuel. They refuse to be victims. Instead, they become survivors, warriors, and even healers for others who are going through the same battles. They understand that their struggles have given them strength they never knew they had. They learn to embrace their scars, not as reminders of pain, but as symbols of survival. Pain has a way of revealing our true strength. It shows us what we are capable of, even when we feel like we have nothing left to give. It teaches us resilience, the ability to rise after every fall. When we experience failure, it is painful. It shakes our confidence and makes us question our abilities. But failure is not meant to break us. It is meant to teach us. Every successful person has faced failure at some point. Every dreamer has encountered rejection. Every strong person has battled weakness. It is through these struggles that we grow. Pain pushes us beyond our limits, forcing us to dig deeper, to fight harder, and to become more determined than ever before. When we have never suffered, it is easy to overlook the struggles of others. But when we have experienced heartbreak, loss, or disappointment, we become more compassionate. We start to understand the silent battles people fight every day. We become kinder, more patient, and more willing to help. Many of the most compassionate people in the world are those who have suffered the most. They know what it feels like to be broken, so they use their experiences to lift others up. Pain does not just transform individuals, it transforms communities. It connects people, creating bonds that are formed through shared struggles. Often, the worst moments in our lives lead us to our greatest transformations. There are people who have lost everything, jobs, relationships, health, or even loved ones, and thought they could never recover. But over time, they found new purposes, new passions, and new ways to rebuild their lives. There are countless stories of individuals who turned their pain into something powerful. Some became authors, sharing their stories to inspire others. Some became counselors, helping people heal from similar wounds. Some became leaders, using their experiences to bring change. These individuals did not let pain destroy them. They let it transform them into something greater. The process of transformation is never easy. It requires patience, faith, and courage. There will be days when the pain feels unbearable, when moving forward seems impossible. But in those moments, it is important to remember that pain is temporary. It may last for a season, but it will not last forever. Just like the storm eventually passes, just like the night eventually turns into day, pain too will fade. What remains is the person we become because of it. We emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing whatever comes next. Pain also helps us appreciate joy. If life were always easy, we would never truly understand the value of happiness. It is because we know what suffering feels like that we cherish the moments of peace, love, and success. When we have lost something precious, we learn to appreciate what we still have. When we have been broken, we learn to cherish the moments that make us whole. Pain teaches us gratitude. It reminds us that even in our worst moments, there is something to be thankful for. The most beautiful thing about pain is that it prepares us for our purpose. Many times, the challenges we face are directly connected to our destiny. The struggles we endure shape the path we are meant to walk. Every hardship is preparing us for something greater. Every setback is setting us up for a comeback. When we stop resisting pain and start embracing its lessons, we unlock our true potential. So if you are going through pain right now, if life feels unbearable, if you are questioning whether you will ever find peace again, know this: your pain has a purpose. It is not happening to destroy you. It is happening to transform you into the person you are meant to be. Hold on. Keep going and trust that one day you will look back and understand why you had to go through this. You will see that the pain was not an ending, but a new beginning. And when that day comes, you will realize that every struggle, every tear, and every heartbreak was shaping you into the strongest version of yourself. Life is full of challenges, hardships, and moments of despair that test our patience, strength, and resilience. At times, it feels like the weight of our struggles is too much to bear, as if life has set obstacles in our path just to make us fall. We question why certain things happen to us, why we must endure pain, failure, and loss. It is in these moments of struggle that we often fail to see the bigger picture, the greater purpose behind our hardships. However, every struggle we face is not just an obstacle. It is a lesson, a preparation for something greater that lies ahead. The difficulties we encounter are not meant to break us, but to build us into stronger, wiser, and more capable individuals. Pain and struggles have a way of reshaping us. When we are faced with adversity, we are forced to adapt, to change, and to grow. We learn lessons that we never would have understood had life been easy. Every setback forces us to find new ways to move forward, to think differently, and to develop a resilience that only comes from experience. If everything in life came easily, we would never truly understand the value of hard work, perseverance, and dedication. Struggles push us beyond our comfort zones, forcing us to dig deep within ourselves and discover strengths we never knew we had. One of the greatest gifts struggles give us is the ability to appreciate success. When someone achieves something without effort, they often take it for granted. But those who have fought, sacrificed, and endured pain to reach their goals know the true worth of their accomplishments. They understand that success is not just about reaching the destination, but about the journey that shaped them into the person they have become. Without struggles, we would not know the sweetness of victory. the joy of overcoming, or the sense of fulfillment that comes from pushing through difficult times. Every great story of success, every individual who has achieved greatness, has a story of struggle behind them. There are countless examples of people who have faced unimaginable hardships, yet turned those struggles into stepping stones for success. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck in their struggles lies in perspective. Those who view their struggles as a burden often remain trapped in self-pity, believing that life has been unfair to them. But those who see struggles as preparation for something greater embrace their challenges, using them as fuel to keep moving forward. They understand that every difficulty is a lesson, a chance to become better and stronger. Failure is one of the most painful struggles we experience, yet it is also one of the greatest teachers. No one enjoys failing, yet it is through failure that we learn the most valuable lessons. Failure forces us to reevaluate our actions, to look at our mistakes, and to find ways to improve. Without failure, there is no growth. Many of the most successful people in the world have faced multiple failures before achieving their dreams. They did not let failure define them. Instead, they used it as motivation to try again, to work harder, and to refine their skills. Every failure is a stepping stone to success, a sign that we are moving forward and learning along the way. Struggles also teach us patience. In a world that moves fast, where everyone wants instant results, struggles remind us that good things take time. The process of growth is slow and sometimes painful, but it is necessary. A seed does not become a tree overnight. It must endure the seasons, face the storms, and push through the soil to reach the sunlight. In the same way, we must go through our own seasons of struggle, facing challenges that test our patience and commitment. It is through these moments of waiting and enduring that we develop perseverance, a quality that prepares us for greater things ahead. Beyond personal growth, struggles also shape our character. They reveal who we truly are, exposing our weaknesses and strengths. They test our integrity, forcing us to make difficult choices. A person who has never faced struggles might not understand the value of honesty, hard work, or kindness. But those who have endured hardships often develop a deeper sense of empathy, humility, and gratitude. They understand what it means to struggle, which makes them more compassionate towards others. Struggles shape us into better individuals, teaching us values that define who we become. At times, struggles feel like a punishment, but in reality, they are preparation for something greater. Life has a way of testing us before giving us what we truly desire. Many times, people pray for success, happiness, or love, but they are first given challenges that prepare them for those blessings. A person who wants to be a leader must first learn to handle criticism and responsibility. Someone who dreams of achieving great things must first endure obstacles that test their dedication. Every struggle serves a purpose, even if we do not see it immediately. There is an undeniable truth that struggles build resilience. The more hardships we face, the stronger we become. When we encounter pain, we learn to endure. When we face rejection, we learn to stand tall. When we experience failure, we learn to rise again. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will always come. But those who have faced struggles before are better prepared to handle future difficulties. They do not break easily because they have been tested, and each struggle has made them tougher. Struggles also teach us to appreciate the present. When we go through difficult times, we realize the importance of small moments of joy. We learn to cherish the people who support us, to find happiness in simple things, and to be grateful for what we have. Pain has a way of reminding us that life is precious and that every moment matters. Those who have experienced suffering often develop a deeper appreciation for life, understanding that struggles are temporary, but the lessons they leave behind last forever. Sometimes, struggles push us toward paths we never expected. Many people discover their true purpose only after going through hardships. Challenges often redirect us, forcing us to explore new opportunities and rethink our choices. What seems like a setback is often a redirection towards something better. Many successful entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders found their true calling after experiencing failures and struggles that forced them to take a different path. Struggles open doors that we might have never considered, leading us to opportunities that align with our true potential. It is important to remember that struggles are temporary. No hardship lasts forever. Just as the night eventually turns into day, every difficult phase in life will pass. What matters is how we handle our struggles, how we choose to see them, and how we grow from them. Those who understand that struggles are preparation for something greater do not fear difficulties, they embrace them. They know that each challenge is shaping them into the person they are meant to become. Looking back, we often realize that the struggles we once thought would break us actually made us stronger. The pain we endured, the failures we faced, and the disappointments we overcame all contributed to our growth. Without those struggles, we would not be who we are today. Every difficult experience taught us something valuable, prepared us for the challenges ahead, and helped us become better versions of ourselves. In the end, struggles are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. They are not punishments, they are lessons. They are not meant to hold us back, they are meant to propel us forward. Every struggle we face is shaping us, strengthening us, and preparing us for something greater than we can imagine. Even when it feels like life is against us, even when the pain seems unbearable, we must trust that the struggles we endure today are laying the foundation for the greatness that awaits us tomorrow. Life is a way of testing people through pain, heartbreak, and challenges that feel impossible to overcome. It comes in different forms: loss, failure, betrayal, rejection, or circumstances beyond one's control. In the darkest moments, when suffering feels unbearable, it is easy to believe that pain defines a person. It becomes tempting to think that the wounds, scars, and struggles determine one's worth, as if the difficulties endured are a permanent label. But pain does not define a person. Rather, it is how they rise from it that truly shapes who they are. Strength is not found in the absence of suffering, but in the ability to stand up, to keep going, and to rebuild despite everything that has been lost. Pain is a universal experience. No one is immune to it, and at some point everyone faces situations that bring them to their knees. The difference between those who remain trapped in their pain and those who rise above it is not the magnitude of their suffering, but how they choose to respond. Some people allow pain to consume them, letting it dictate their future and limit their potential. They remain stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, regret, and sorrow, unable to move forward. Others, however, recognize that pain is just a chapter in their story, not the entire book. They understand that suffering is not the end, but a turning point, a moment that can lead to growth, transformation, and newfound strength. There are countless stories of individuals who have faced immense pain and yet refused to let it define them. People who have lost everything, family, careers, dreams, yet found a way to rise again. These individuals do not let their struggles become their identity. Instead, they use their hardships as stepping stones to rebuild themselves into stronger, wiser, and more compassionate individuals. They do not see themselves as victims of their pain, but as survivors who have emerged with a deeper understanding of life and a greater appreciation for resilience. Pain has the power to break people, but it also has the power to shape them. It is often in the most painful moments that people discover their true strength. When everything seems to fall apart, when life feels impossible to endure, that is when resilience is born. Rising from pain is not about pretending it never happened or ignoring the wounds. It is about acknowledging the hurt, accepting it, and then making a conscious decision to move forward. It is about choosing not to dwell in suffering, but to seek healing, to take small steps toward recovery, and to believe that a brighter future is still possible. Many people allow their pain to become their identity. They define themselves by their past, by their struggles, and by the hardships they've endured. But pain is only a part of the story, not the whole story. It does not have to be the final word. The way people respond to their suffering is what truly defines them. Some of the strongest individuals are those who have faced the deepest wounds, yet they refuse to let those wounds become their permanent reality. They choose to learn, to grow, and to turn their pain into something meaningful. Rising from pain requires courage. It is not easy to stand up after being knocked down. It takes strength to face the memories, to confront the fears, and to rebuild a life that has been shattered. It is a journey that requires patience, perseverance, and self-belief. Often, the process is slow and painful in itself. There will be days when it feels like progress is impossible, when the weight of the past threatens to pull everything down again. But every small step forward is a victory. Every effort to heal is a testament to inner strength, and every attempt to rise above pain is proof that the past does not have to define the future. There is no timeline for healing. Everyone moves at their own pace, and no two journeys are the same. Some people find their way quickly, while others take years to rebuild. The important thing is not how fast someone rises from pain, but that they do not give up. The key is to keep moving, to keep fighting, and to refuse to let pain be the defining force in life. The scars may remain, but they do not have to be signs of weakness. Instead, they can be reminders of strength, of survival, of the battles fought and won. Pain can also be a teacher. It teaches resilience, patience, and empathy. Those who have experienced suffering often develop a greater understanding of others' struggles. They become more compassionate, more willing to help, and more attuned to the silent battles people face. Rising from pain does not just transform the individual. It allows them to become a source of hope for others. People who have overcome hardships often use their experiences to inspire, to guide, and to support those who are still struggling. They prove that pain is not the end of the road, but a part of the journey. The world is filled with people who have faced adversity yet emerged stronger. There are individuals who have been betrayed but chose to trust again, who have lost loved ones but chose to keep living, who have faced failure but refused to give up. Their stories are proof that pain does not have to define a person. What defines them is their ability to rise, to push forward, and to create a future that is not dictated by past suffering. Letting go of pain does not mean forgetting it. It means choosing not to let it control the present and the future. It means refusing to let the past hold power over decisions, actions, and dreams. Rising from pain means reclaiming control, taking back the power that pain once held, and using it to create something better. It means refusing to be a prisoner of suffering, and instead becoming the architect of one's own healing. Everyone has a choice. Pain will come, but it does not have to dictate who a person becomes. It can be a weight that holds them down, or it can be the force that propels them forward. The difference lies in the mindset, in the decision to rise rather than remain stuck. Strength is not measured by how much pain someone has endured, but by how they have risen from it. It is about resilience, about the ability to turn suffering into growth, and about the refusal to let hardship define the rest of life. In the end, pain is just a part of the story, but it is not the defining part. Rising from pain is what truly matters. It is what shapes character, builds strength, and creates a future that is not controlled by past suffering. No matter how deep the wounds, no matter how heavy the burden, there is always the possibility of rising again. And that rise, that decision to keep going despite everything, is what truly defines a person. Pain is an inevitable part of life, but it does not have the power to define who we are. Only we do. The struggles we endure, the heartbreaks we suffer, and the failures we face are not meant to break us. They are meant to shape us. What truly matters is not the depth of our pain, but the strength with which we rise from it. It is in our ability to stand back up, to heal, to learn, and to move forward that our true character is revealed. We are not victims of our suffering. We are survivors of it. Every scar tells a story of resilience. Every hardship carries a lesson, and every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. The past does not hold the power to dictate our future unless we allow it to. Rising from pain is not about erasing the past, but about refusing to let it control us. It is about taking our experiences, our wounds and our struggles, and using them as fuel to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. No matter how dark the journey has been, there is always light ahead. No matter how heavy the burden feels, there is always strength within to carry on. The pain we experience is not the end of our story. It is the beginning of a new chapter. And when we choose to rise, when we refuse to let pain define us, we become living proof that no struggle is greater than the human spirit's ability to overcome.